It's great to meet you, Benjamin, Bruce. Really excited to talk to you about Turning Red. My first question is for Benjamin. What was it like bringing these characters to life?
For animators, it's always exciting because there's so many characters in this film. May and her friends, her mom, the pandas. There's just, and as animators, we love to wear different hats and play with different personalities of these characters. So for me, like all of that was really exciting.
For Bruce, what was the process like for you adding the emotions and movement to the characters?
I was able to add a little bit of, like, let's say, for example, like I had a shot where I animated the mom. I was able to add a little bit of my own mother's mannerisms into certain expressions. And also, the aunties that I grew up with, my grandma, because all these characters are doing like similar things to what they would do and behaving how they would behave. I was able to put in a lot of my own personal experiences of what I've seen my relatives do, of how they act into these characters.
That's amazing that you got to really bring reality into fiction in that way. I'm curious for both of you, what aspects of the films, the characters, or themes do you find yourselves relating to or identifying with?
For me, it's the May's relationship with her mother. I think I also had a very strict mom growing up, so I can totally relate to, especially at that age. Your mom always, your parents always think they know what's best for you, and it's really hard to get your voice, your voice and your opinions to matter in those conversations. So I really related to that. And there's that struggle of like, what's more important, your parents or your friends? There's always that balance. So yeah, I really related to that aspect of the film.
Bruce?
And for me, it's seeing how some things are just passed down from generation to generation, especially seeing how a lot of how Ming, raises May, it came from how she was raised by grandma. And, seeing how there are some things that are not applicable anymore, that don't work anymore. And she really needs to, raise May in her own way and kind of break that cycle, if you will. That really resonated with me, just seeing how, like, everybody has their best intentions, but you do need to realize that, there are still stuff that I need to learn and grow.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious, in your opinions, who or what audiences do you see really enjoying seeing Turning Red?
I don't know. I feel like this is such a universal film that I feel there's so many themes that everyone can enjoy, but I definitely feel like the Asian community will definitely relate to this more, because there's definitely a lot of moments where we try to stay true to the culture. Just like, and when I say, there's so many moments of, like, making the dumplings together as a family, the mother-daughter relationship, the struggles with friendships as well when you're growing up around that 13-year-old age. But I think there's an added layer of enjoyment if you're coming from the Asian culture, I think.
Okay.
And for me, I think for teenagers especially, like, this is the one film that I can honestly say that we didn't really shy away from, what it means to be a teenager, like all the, trials and tribulations of being attracted to the opposite sex and trying to find your independence from your parents. It's kind of messy, like that time period. And this film doesn't really shy away from just how crazy and messy that process can be. So I hope that, that teenagers can watch this movie and feel that it's really relatable.
Mm-hmm. And my last question is a little bit similar, but who will each of you be taking to go see Turning Red in theaters?
Unfortunately, it's not out in theaters. on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
We will be watching this on Disney Plus. We'll be watching with the entire family, including my parents as well.
Yeah, I definitely can't wait to watch it with my mom, especially because I've put some of her mannerisms into the shots that I've animated, And when those shots go on screen, I kind of want to just kind of peek over at her to see, if she'll be able to recognize herself, or if she'll be like, who would do something like that?
I imagine that's gonna be really funny. But thank you so much, Benjamin, Bruce. Really appreciate your time today.